The night's young, it has just begun, as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild.
Hello everyone, I'm Jay.
I'm Val.
And today we're in Mount Clemens, Michigan, and we are at the Anatomy of Death Museum. The Anatomy of Death Museum has over 30 human medical skulls and skeletons, also antique funeral and death related items. Valerie's always wanted to do a macabre type museum. So what are you looking forward to, Val?
You know, I'm not sure what to look forward to. I know it's going to be strange and unusual, and you know about me, I love the strange and unusual.
So come along with us as we Jay and Val around the Anatomy of Death Museum in Mount Clemens, Michigan. All right, so we are inside the Museum of Anatomy of Death, and we're all set, ready to do our self-guided tour. All we have to do is walk through those body bags right behind Valerie. Valerie, are you ready?
I'm as ready as I can be. We have our cheat sheet. They give you a little cheat sheet as you go through that has numbers that helps you with everything, so you can read about the items. So let's get going. Let's go see what we can find.
Yeah, it's going to help us learn about everything that's inside, so let's go.
Definitely. This is awesome. Oh my goodness. Where to start?
Hey Val, why don't you start at number 1?
So we're going to start at number 1, like Jay said. So here we are with number 1. Let's read what this one is, okay? So this all contains a real human medical skeleton of an adult male used by the Oddfellows organization. The Oddfellows have been around since 1730, and during their initiation ceremony of a new member to the Oddfellows, a new member would be blindfolded, led into a room to where he would be placed in front of the coffin and told to remove the blindfold, revealing a human skeleton. And as they gazed into the coffin at the real skeleton, they were told, "This is every man's fate, so you must live your life to the best human you can be before you end up dead like this skeleton." So here we are with number 2 and 3. They're both in the same cabinet, so we're going to look at both of them at the same time, okay? So number 2 is a replica skull molded from the real skull of a newborn child. You never imagine a child's head being that small as they grow up, you know. Number 3 is a Victorian skull of adult male used by medical skull for teaching. The skull later sat on a doctor's desk in his office. So here we are with number 4. It's in the same cabinet as 2 and 3, but let's check number 4 out. It's a medical teaching skull of a geriatric male adult, which features an uncut cranium with original real silver tooth. Inside the mandible is marked male 90 years old. It's from France.
There's that silver tooth. So this skull here is from a 600-year-old medieval man. He was 30 or 40 years old, and he was cut in half by a broadsword in battle. Look at that. He lost the bottom part of his skull there. And it looked like it was at the Battle of Brouweline, just outside of London, England. And the skull came from a museum in Brussels, Belgium.
So we also have number 7 here, and this is a real human spine that was in a chiropractor's office in the 1950s. Is that not freaky?
Now this is a Naga headhunter's trophy skull. How crazy is that? And the Naga people were considered to be headhunting people, and they would preserve the skulls of their ancestors, and they would also take heads of other tribal warriors in battle as a trophy. And this mask right here, this is a very old Techoke mask used for rituals by the Chokwe people of the Congo. Very, very cool. And listen to that music behind us. Very ominous, very creepy. It definitely adds to the ambiance of this museum. Very cool. Hey Valerie, take a look at this lamp.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd want that one in my house.
I don't know, it's pretty dang cool.
It is definitely creepy. So number 12 is a real human skull of a large adult male used at a forensic lab for teaching demonstrations.
They were not kidding when they said it was a bunch of skulls and bones. My goodness. We're not even a third of the way through. Okay, so right here we have a full casket, and it's full of different bones, from leg bones to arm bones as we go across. We even have some hip bones.
Yep, these are some old replaced hip bones from a hip replacement. They used the metal, now they've gone to porcelain.
How would you know that, Val?
Because I've had both of my hips replaced, so I know for a fact what they look like.
All right, so you gotta check this out. This casket was actually made to transport a soldier from the Battle of Gettysburg. And in 1853, they filled it with ice so they could preserve the body. He was a Union soldier, and they wanted to get him back home. Hey Val, how did we miss this? This is a 12-foot skelly right in front of us when we walked in. We walked right past it.
We did. There's so many amazing things to see in here that you don't know which way to look.
Check out this case right here This is all of the different embalming fluids that they would use. This whole room that we're in right now is all about embalming. And all these chemicals to keep our loved ones preserved. Bottles and bottles and bottles and bottles of embalming fluid. I still can't get over how cool this place is. I mean, it's a little different, definitely macabre, but very interesting, and you can learn a lot. This here is a table. It looks like this here is a reconstruction kit where they could reconstruct faces and makeup.
So some of the things they have in here also are really cool. They've been screen used for movies. So this particular embalming table was rented from here at the museum, and it was used in the movie John Wick 3. How cool is that? They definitely wanted to make parts of that movie very authentic with using the old style stuff.
So like before, Valerie pointed out some screen used props and rentals for John Wick 3. Well, we also found another screen used prop. It's actually a mask, and this is from Gladiator in 2000 starring Russell Crowe.
So you gotta check this out. This is another screen used prop that they have here. So it was used in 1999, The Mummy with Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, it's a sarcophagus. How cool is that?
That is so amazing. So here we have an all original horse-drawn hearse and coffin. It's from 1884. Look at the inside of this. This is definitely, it's beautiful to me. I know that's strange. I know that sounds strange, but can you imagine having your grandmother or parent in one of these going to their funeral? It would have had all the flowers in here, everything. This is absolutely gorgeous.
So this right here, this is a Victorian Oddfellows real human skeleton. There's the helmet right there, and this is the skeleton. This is pretty amazing right here. Look at this. This is a dead body hoist. It's used by placing straps under and around the body to move the deceased from the embalming table into the casket.
So over here on this table, if you went into the funeral home or if they had to come to your house, these are samples that they would bring to show you the different things of coffins that you could choose from. would show you the wooden box and then the concrete box that it would go into.
It's so weird to see all these like small samples, these little models, from metal to wood to even cement. Could you imagine having to sell these things? So this mask here was used for targeted radiation therapy of the brain. I don't know. I think the NHL could adapt this, right? And use it as a goalie mask. This is crazy. Check out this skull here. This was a large adult male suffering from syphilis.
A real human medical skeleton of an adult male assembled by Clay Adams Company. This skeleton would have been used for teaching demonstrations. If you stand directly in front of the glass centered with the skeleton, you can see the outline of your body showing what your skeleton would look like. Very creepy.
So this one here is extremely interesting. This is a real human skull, but it's over molded. So they took the skull off of the body and then they added to the skull to make this mold. Now it's from New Ireland, the Papua New Guinea, and it came from a museum in Marseille, France. Look at how creepy this is, that they would do something like that. But man, traditions and tribal ceremonies will make you do some crazy things. All right, so check this one out here. This skeleton is made out of paper mache. At the turn of the century, the Oddfellows, if they didn't have an actual skeleton, would make a paper mache skeleton to fill the coffin. This is a Victorian type coffin and a storage box. Isn't that crazy? So if they didn't find a skeleton for their rituals, they'd just make one.
It looks so real too.
So we have another skull right here. This is a medical skull that was used to show trauma to the head. Hopefully you guys can see this. It's kind of glary. So this is a Victorian skull of an adult male, and it's to show a device for trephination. And trephination is actually the drilling of holes into the skull. In the medical field, you would drill a hole to relieve pressure. And in the spiritual field, you would drill a hole to release evil spirits. Number 10 is a real human medical geriatric skull of an adult male, used by a dentist school to show a case of periodontist disease of the teeth. All right, so we just finished our self-guided tour in the museum. And most people would say you exit through the gift shop. But here you exit through laid to rest antiques and oddities. So it doesn't stop, guys. I mean, they have shelves full of real weird, odd things, all for sale. Look at all of these jarred animals. And more bones, more skulls. Wow, this is pretty cool jewelry as well. Look at these necklaces. They even sell jawbones. Look at that. And from what I see over here, you can get some ethically sourced bone and insect jewelry. Look at this. Wow, look at these necklaces, huh? Guys, these are beautiful. The QR codes for both of the Etsy shops for all of the jewelry here. Pause the video and click on the QR code for all your information. These are really neat as well. Look at these, like glass bubbles, and inside they have different dolls, different crystals and stones. Check out this art too. This is fantastic. Look at this skeleton. The way he did it, it looks like they have blood kind of dripping down. That's amazing. Anybody interested in a skin lamp? Any Ed Gein fans? You can even get your own embalming instruments. Look at that. They're all for sale as well. These are all random instruments right here. You can make yourself a grab bag. I think these are called shadow boxes, right? These are shadow boxes. Check out some of these. Look at that. That looks like a praying mantis to me. I'm not sure what that is, but I don't want it flying in my house. A bat skeleton. This one's really neat. Look at this. It's a half bat skeleton. And this skeleton here, it looks like a flying fox bat. My goodness. Of course you have to get a green steer skull too, right? St. Patrick's Day. Guys, it's endless. Bones, 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 skull. That's almost like a game. Is anybody interested in a cauterizing machine? Wow, you can even purchase one of those. You know, for the weekend human welding. They have boxes and boxes and boxes of stickers too. So if you're sticker fans, or like Val, who is making a sticker wall, this is for you as well. Or if you want to give some to the kiddos. And last but not least, you can own a real used coffin. I'm not sure how old these are, but these look pretty quality. They look sturdy. Alrighty, the Anatomy of Death Museum in Mount Clemens, Michigan is over. So Val, this was a lot to take in. So what'd you think about it?
It was very different. It was definitely not what I was expecting. It was neat to see like all the different tools that they use for embalming. It was interesting to see like some of the clothing and the medicines that they used, some of the coffins that they had there, and then some of the movie pieces that they've used in movies from this place was really neat to see.
Yeah, they had a ton of skulls, a ton of different tribal masks. They even had some medical stuff on a television that was in the corner of the room. We didn't show any of that. That was too graphic and we weren't going to do that. But even that was part of the atmosphere. They had, the music was so ominous, right? That's a great word, ominous. And it just set the mood, right? I mean, they had so much stuff. It was sensory overload, really. We highly recommend coming here. If you're into oddities and curiosities, if you're into skeletons and skulls, and if you're into learning that kind of stuff, this is the place to come. If you're in the Mount Clemens, Michigan area, stop by. First off, the price is right. It's not very expensive to do the self-guided tour, and they have a ton of stuff in their museum. You're not going to be disappointed.
Not at all.
So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, comment down below. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and help us get to 1,000 subscribers.
It'll let you know when the next video is coming out, and it'll keep you in the loop.
So we want to thank you for coming along with us and experiencing the Anatomy of Death Museum in Mount Clemens, Michigan. And we want to thank you for Jay and Valing around with us.
Two hearts running wild, never sleep, never stop.